into today. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Let me do this. Start recording.
Okay.
There we go.
Welcome.
All right. Welcome. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us.
The Lash, is it Bruja? All
But
right.
Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us here today. As always, we appreciate the time you take to watch and listen to our podcast. If you've been following us for a while, you know that we're doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. on Pacific Standard Time. And then we go ahead and post it on our podcast too. So that way, if you don't see it here, don't worry. You can still catch it usually in the evening. I'll get it real quickly edited and put it online. So you can catch it either place. And that's another reason why, too, if you're in our podcast listening audience, you'll hear us sometimes interacting with people. And I realize sometimes we're not really good giving context. We'll just be like out of the blue talking one way, and then all of a sudden we're talking about something different. That's because we're actually interacting with someone on Instagram. And so we'll try to do a better job of that. Otherwise, it gets a little confusing on our podcast. So today, what we want to do is start off, as always, with the good news of the day. I have two stories for you that I thought were kind of cool. And then we'll get into some stuff. By the way, before we get going,
I've seen.
Yeah.
And they said 50% of the people who get the last second, we paused for poor connection.
Yeah, 50% of the people who basically get the shot,
the shingle shot,
will feel sick.
They don't use a live virus. It's a chickenpox virus, but it just, what I say is it's better than getting shingles.
Shingles
can be super painful.
It'll suck now if I get shingles too on top of that. But that's the idea is to lessen the chances of getting shingles. But I basically took it yesterday, was fine until late in the evening. Then all of a sudden I got a really bad headache. And then by middle of the night, I had a fever and was feeling gross. I warned everyone ahead of time to not think I was getting COVID-19 because I knew that would freak everyone out. Said, "Oh my gosh, Dad's sick and he's got these,
No, that's what the nurse said as she's giving him the shot.
And I just read the instructions. And last time, this 2-part shot. First time I didn't get sick at all. So the second time, I didn't get horribly sick. I mean, at this point, I'm probably at 80% better, but still, I feel a little gross. So anyhow, if I'm a little out of it, that's just because I'm still recovering from my shingles vaccine shot. Okay, so let's get into today's two stories. I just picked two stories because I'm not feeling 100%. So I kind of thought we'd get through some of this today. Maybe it won't be quite as long as past episodes. Basically, this is actually exciting. I don't think I told her about this. After 13 years of social distancing, the giant pandas Lily and Ying Ying finally mated. So this is great news. They're in Hong Kong. If you don't know who they are, they're famous pandas.
They're giant pandas.
And they're giant pandas, not just little pandas. They're giant pandas. And they basically haven't had visitors since January 26th. They've been together for 13 years.
They just needed a little peace and quiet and a little privacy.
So I think they were going to learn a little bit about behavior. Maybe they don't like having kids in front of large audiences. But that said, by the way, they only have a 24-hour to 72-hour mating period once a year where she can get pregnant. So it's one of those things where the odds are very slim, but they're hoping that this is the right time. Actually, I'd say it's once a year. It's a very short period of time she can get pregnant, but whatever it is. And so hopeful. They're going to track over the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll have a new baby panda coming. That would be very, very cool.
We all need a new baby panda.
Yeah, we all need a baby panda. Wow, that would be cool.
The world needs a new baby panda, right?
Yes, we need some more baby pandas, especially this time. I think that'll just make us all feel good. By the way, that video, I don't know if you guys seen, there's a little video about some skunks running up and seeing a guy on a bike. You want to share about that?
Well, I don't know. Can you send it to people?
I don't know. Maybe we should just post it on our stories or something.
I've never heard what a sound a skunk makes. Like, what does the skunk say, right?
Yeah.
But this skunk, they sound like little Muppets, little puppets. So there's a mom and 3 babies, and they go up to this guy on a bicycle, and it's just the cutest thing ever. So maybe
we'll see if we can put it out there for you guys.
They sound like little puppets.
It will make you happy. I promise you that. Beauty by Ash said, "Hey guys, my favorite married power couple." Wow, power couple. Ooh. All right. Well, thank you. I'm not sure about if I'm a power couple, but
I'll take it.
We'll take it. Yeah.
I mean,
any good word is good.
You were kind of having to make our own entertainment, right?
Yeah, exactly. Love the flower painting. I'm going to change my page theme to roses, similar to that picture. Oh, that's very cool.
Very cool.
Awesome. Yeah, we that was some Tussanee. We went, I think, 9 years without any pictures at all on our walls at this place.
Seriously, it was just temporary shelter because everything was work. So this is one of the sunny sides of the quarantining in
Yeah.
place.
And then we also now have, if you look in the back, the pig is moved to the side where you can now see our Tussanee's favorite joy in this world, the lava lamp.
I love the lava lamp. Like every day. Like I love to like
turn it on and just look at it.
I just like those round shapes.
It's kind of like being on drugs.
Yeah,
that's what that's where it came from.
No, I just like the aesthetic.
All right, the second good news story was Twitter founder Jack Dorsey pledged to give $1 billion, 28% of his net worth, to help with this coronavirus, which is pretty amazing. He's the founder of Twitter and Square, and basically he's selling off his 1 billion shares from Square and going to be giving it away to help with the coronavirus. So that's something pretty amazing. 25%. Now, of course, that means he still has another 3 billion. So he's probably gonna be okay. But that said, I think it's cool to see people who are well off like that doing something to help those of us who quite don't have that same kind of resources in our life to make a difference and do some good. I mean, obviously Bill Gates, I shared in an earlier podcast, is basically helping to build like 7 or 10 factories to build a virus. So we have some of these big, not build a virus, build a bear, build a virus. That's something we all really need. Now build a facility for the vaccines. Now he is this guy, Mr. Jack Dorsey, is jumping in and helping out with that. So I thought that was kind of cool to see some of these more power players jumping in, trying to help out all those everyday people and just helping the world in general. It's inspiring. And, it's never too late for any of us, right? To give a little bit, donate a little bit.
No,
I know we all feel like, hey, I'm not, what can I do? If all of us gave a little bit, instead, just a tiny bit, there's a lot to go around. So, all right, so that's my 2 feel-good stories. Just a real quick review about Instagram. A bunch of good resources in there for you. Everything from some fun things to SBA loan information, things that would help you get money if you're running short, which if you've been following us, there's a lot of good programs out there. We're pausing here. All right. There's a lot of good programs out there right now to help you. So hopefully take a look at those resources and get on it. And because now these things are going to take time. I mean, one of the things says you'll get money in 3 days, and it's not been 3 days. I've yet to hear anyone get the money through it yet, as far as the 10,000 grant thing. So it's going to take time. So the sooner you do it, the better. And hopefully you got enough money to get you at least another couple of weeks through, especially if we've got unemployment coming and these other financial resources maybe kicking in, I'm guessing by late May or early May, or late April, early May, to make up for that. So go also and look for the free audio from LashCon. If you haven't heard, use a discount code that says, or discount code free talks with an S. You can get all the audio from LashCon for free. And the link is in there. And we also are doing a giveaway right now. So if you didn't know or see yet, go to our main page. You'll see, hey, all you have to do is follow both of our pages at LashCast Podcast, the Lash Conference, and what else?
Or your mattress is free.
Yeah, or go ahead. If you're not from LA, you have no idea what we're talking about right now. And then you also just tag a few friends and then promote it. Let people know. Let others know about this opportunity by posting it online so other people can hopefully get the audio for free. And then one person who helps promote it, I'm going to give away a free ticket to LashCon for their help in promoting this giveaway. So that's a little something for you guys. Hopefully you'll check it out, take advantage of it. I promise you it is going to be well worth it. All the audio is amazing. I've yet to hear anyone say, was this okay? No, the audio, the speakers, 24 different talks, help you with all sorts of stuff. All right, Tuss, why don't you tell us about your last tip of the day. No. It's going to be your crafting tip of the day. This is
the worst one.
Probably the saddest one ever, but
it's even worse because it's just broke.
It just broke?
Yes.
Oh, no, you can't do this string?
I can. Okay.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
So all you need is 2 things. One thing is something that an object that everyone in your family thinks has no value. For us, this time it was this fur tail. I guess it was maybe 12 years ago when one of my kids brought this home, and it was like all the rage to have this on your keychain. And, you could wear it as an accessory on your backpack or on the outside of your belt buckle. So anyway, so I got given this, and I was cleaning my thing out, cleaning my room out like we're all doing right now because we have nothing else to do. And I said, okay, who wants this? Right. And then everyone's like, no, not throw it away. Or,
No, I think we said I'll throw it away.
Throw it away. And I said,
throw it away.
We can find some value in this. Right. So I went into my handy dandy storeroom full of odds and ends. And all you need, I picked up these old filament, it's like clear string. These happen to be from Moscatel's when they went out of business, like maybe 28 years ago. So anyway,
Tuss never throws anything away. So we have things from 28 years ago.
So all I did was tie the filament to the tail right here. And then I was going to make it move along like a little puppet. But as I was practicing my moves,
it ripped out.
The thing ripped off. So now we just have a little puff like this. But you can entertain children and, small animals.
Because what you do is you'd pull through your finger and it'd be like the tail would just go in and out of your fingers, right?
Like, oh my gosh. Oh, look at that.
It's your friend Fluffy.
Right.
Come here, Fluffy.
Make it do tricks in between your fingers.
Dead cat.
Right, like this. Oh my goodness.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Okay. Hours and hours of fun. So there you go. So there's your craft for your kids. So cats would love it too. Cats, absolutely. Right. Someone shared Wink This Way. That's cool. I like that name too.
I know. It's like Walk This Way.
Walk This Way. Wink This Way. Awesome. All the clever names we have in our industry. Maybe it should be like an industry award for most clever lash company name. I don't know. All right. So let's get into biz tips for the day. I don't have a whole lot here. In fact, one of the things I want to put out before we get going to is you guys, we always open this time. There's always time for you to ask questions. So if you have anything about how to deal with what's going on, last time I think we talked about I don't even remember, but it was something, someone brought up a question. And so
are we going to charge full price?
Oh yeah. When we get back, when people go back, what are you going to charge? So we talked about that in the last episode. So we want this time to be a place where you can ask questions and jump in, ask what's going on and so forth. So don't be afraid to ask questions. But that all said, on Friday this week, what we want to make it is into a Q&A episode. So what I might do if I get around on between Thursday or Friday. So Raven, hey, good to see you. Miss everyone. It's been weird, I know. So what we want to do is do a Q&A. So I'll probably put it out there. I'll probably put it on Instagram and ask you guys for questions. And then we'll just go through a bunch of them, rapid fire, answer those on that episode. Just do a big question Q&A. And then you guys can hopefully help you out. And it can be anything, guys. It can be related to the business and how you're adjusting right now to just pretend for a moment that we're flashing back to when we actually were working doing lashes, right? So we'll have to wait and see, what you guys come up with, but we were willing to talk about anything. But one of the things I want to tell you about or recommendations right now, if you aren't already doing this, and that is find a way to document what you're doing right now. One of the reasons why I started this actually is I heard that recommendation a few weeks ago. Someone said, this is a unprecedented time. I think I've heard that phrase like a billion times, getting a little old at this point, but it's never happened, right? We've never had this chance where we're all sitting at home, kind of pondering things, working on things, or maybe not, maybe just finally chilling, relaxing, and just having a period of rest, right?
A pause.
And it will probably never happen again, God willing. I mean, who knows? Maybe the pandemics will be part of our normal life. It'll be fire season. There'll be pandemic season. Who knows? But that said, hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully it's not a normal part of our life. I think it's been pretty hard for a lot of people, and we don't want it to, do that. But that all said, because it's such a unique time, this is a time to document what you're doing. Like start a blog, just start journaling, or do what we did. I thought, we'll just do a podcast every day. We'll just record, not every day. Well, actually, originally it was every day, and then we realized how crazy that idea was. And then we did 3 days a week. And that became our focus. We said, you know what? We will document this so that, 5-10 years from now, we'll look back and say, hey, this is what we were doing in the middle of that great, crazy time. And this is a way to look back and remember and kind of reminisce, kind of be the legacy to our children. So they'll see, wow, what mom and dad did. They were out there just trying to make a difference, help people out. You just never know what will happen. And the only way you're going to be able to remember these things is documenting and putting it down, either on paper, audio, video, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Find a medium that you like. And it doesn't have to be for public consumption. It's not like, hey, I'm making this so that the whole world can see it or hear it or listen or learn from it. You're just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for loved ones who maybe 100 years from now.
For your future family. For your future, to your great grandkids. They might read about when you went through the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. It would be It's kind of like Tessa's talked about this before, but her grandparents really passed on the fear of the Great Depression onto her family, and then on her parents to her. They just really talked about a lot. So Tussanee, when this came, was like, all right, this is like our moment.
Okay, so check this out. My mother called me the other day, and she says, well, because they live in Florida, she says, the governor has said that everyone over 60 has to stay home. And my parents are warriors and they're planners. And my dad, who is a man of few words, said to her, and he's also a very Spartan man as well. So you can imagine what somebody who hoards all the time does to somebody who has a very Spartan, So he actually said thank you to her for hoarding all this stuff for years, because literally they do not have to leave the house. I mean, they have, my mother is just.
They have like 3 freezers full of food and years
mills, that grind flour, that grind, just nuts, just survivalists. And, so anyway, I don't know why I shared that.
No, it's just the way her family is, but saving it up. We're not like that. We're not the same crafty types, but Tessa is actually very crafty, but we're not the types of survivalists in the same kind of way. But that said, I just think this is the type of time that we could all be being very purposeful. It doesn't take a lot of effort, a lot of work. Just a little something where you sit down and you remember, hey, you know what? I'm going to write this down. I'm going to keep track of things. I'm going to document this time. For me, doing the audio was the easiest, but you can do video, writing, so forth. So just first thing I want to encourage you, I want to respond to a few things here. One person asked, how can I watch the last video on pricing? It's 2 places. You can either go to our YouTube channel and LashCast podcast. I think it's just made this LashCast. Or you can go to our podcast. Just go listen to our regular podcast. It would have been the one from Monday. So this is day 20. That would have been day 18. By the way, it's day 20 of our lockdown. It's hard to believe it's been that long.
Is it really been
that
long?
Are you saving the lives on your Instagram? We do for one day, 24 hours. But after that, all our lives are either on our podcast, which you can go check on any major podcast platform, or you can go to our YouTube channel and you can see the video there. Let's see. Do all the things you've been saying you're going to do. Couldn't agree more. The time is now. Yeah, definitely.
I like the Wink This Way lashes because it reminds me of the name that I gave one of my very special things as a kid. The blanket binding on the edge of a blanket that's real satiny and soft. As a little kid, I had a name for that, and it was called Whiskerer. Whiskerer. So anyway, when I see Wink This Way, it kind of looks like Whiskerer. So sweet.
Someone asked again, this is what we talked about last time. Will you recommend lowering prices? I actually don't right now.
I think we should stay at what we normally charge and go from there.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, if it turns out to be tone deaf, it turns out that nobody is buying at that price, then you adjust. But I don't think that we should right out of the gate, like apologetically say, I'm slashing my prices.
Yeah. I mean
we could rethink that, but that's what I'm thinking right now.
I think it's fear usually allows that. We're so afraid clients aren't going to want to come back. And some aren't, guys. Just the truth is you're financially lost their jobs, or some are going to have second thoughts. Like, this isn't important. A lot of people are reevaluating their lives and going, what's important? What is not important? And some people come to terms that, maybe lashes aren't as important as I thought they were. I think most clients won't go that way, but some will. And so
Don't
I think
be afraid of that.
Yeah.
You might lose a couple people, but you're going to be right on.
And then you just find new people.
Need you.
You find new people.
But I think that we should enter the recovery period going in asking full price.
Yeah, I think at least start that way. And then obviously the other way, one of the things I saw or I think would be smart is make sure you add value though. Give them a good reason to come back. Throw them maybe an extra little service.
Corners. Yeah. You roll out the red carpet and you do every last detail to remind them, oh, this is why I missed her.
Yeah.
Do not cut corners. This is not the time to do that.
Exactly.
It's also not time to talk about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's never time to talk about yourself. Actually let them come in and let them unload and share all their stresses, and you just love them and support them. They're going to be so glad to have someone that they can unload with, because people have been isolated and not have a lot of places to reconnect. And this time when it comes soon, and by the way, just as a heads up, a lot of people think we're getting close to where the curve is flattening. I mean, where it's not going up exponentially at this point. It's more like seeming like it was going up, and now there's some early sense. Doesn't mean we're there yet, but we're just on the cusp, or we're just beginning to, which is great news. That means that this isn't an indefinite thing, that the social distancing is working, that all of us are doing a good job of helping slow. We should talk about that. We should talk about what we're going to do differently. We have some plans, but we won't do that today. We'll save that for another episode. So real quick, something you need to be thinking about is rebooking. And maybe some of you guys are already dealing with that. Maybe you have clients calling you saying, I need to get in, I need a book. And you're kind of like, I don't know when I'm opening again. So why rebook, right? And that's kind of like where we are too. Yes, we are lash therapists. Yes, we are. Absolutely.
We are lash therapists.
And our therapy is going to kick into high gear in a few more weeks. So much pent up frustration, pain, fear, all that stuff's going to be pouring out of these clients when they come in. So they're going to be really, really excited, not excited, but wanting to talk and connect. So yeah, be ready for that. So how to rebook? There's a bunch of ways of looking at it. We've been talking, what are we going to do? Because literally it's going to be, by the time we get back open, let's say it's early May, it will have been 5-6 weeks since we've done lashes, right?
We anticipate that everyone's going to want in right away. So we're thinking, how are we going to handle this onslaught if there is indeed an onslaught, if there is a mega demand, a mega crush for appointments, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the hospitals are doing. They're trying to create more hospital beds. I think that we have to figure out, and we talked about possibly doing like a lottery system.
Yeah. One is a lottery where we'll literally put everyone's name in a hat and say, we're going to pick the first one through 60. And we'll just book you based upon how we choose your names out of the hat. Another way to go too is based upon what is currently are in the books. I mean, most of Tussanee's clients book 3-4 months. So most of them are still in the books right now. They just have fill. So we'd have to expand those appointments to new sets. That's another way to go about it.
I think I probably do that. That's easiest.
Yeah, it's the least amount of book or canceling. Problems we'll have to move clients up and down because we have to expand the appointment times, the longer appointments for full sets.
Well, and maybe in the beginning, you just do what you have. I mean, honestly, because everyone's going to need to get in. I could do.
Yeah, or you just go based upon inconvenience. Who was the first one to lose their appointment? That person gets first in, the second one, and just work your way down that way. So I think those are 3 different ways we looked at it and saw, okay, it's like, okay, first clients, I'm going to remove, but get in through the lottery. Second way I can do it is based on what's already in my books and then fill in the gaps or expand the, move them around a little bit. Or thirdly, I think the idea is to just take them based upon their inconvenience. If you were the first client to cancel, you're the first one to get back in. And then just be consistent. Don't mix it up and do it differently. You want to be fair. If you're like our Tussanee's clients, a lot of them know each other and they do talk to each other. So if you treat one person a little bit differently, they may tell their friend, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh crap, they're all finding out that I have favorites. I'm not really doing this right. So
don't have favorites.
Yeah, don't have favorites. So that's one thing. Another thing too, I thought was pretty good advice I heard was that you should probably think about disabling your online booking right now. And the only reason why that is because you want to have control of your books, and online booking gives you no control of your books. People just go on and do what they want. I know that can be a little scary because you kind of rely on that, or maybe you train your clients to do online booking and skip you. But if you want to get control of the situation, you may want to clear out the few weeks where you're going to start rebooking all the new sets. And you may just say, just for these 3 weeks, maybe while I get everyone back in the books, I'm not going to have any online booking. You can book after that. But initially, I need to work on just getting you in.
Just to make sure that all your spots are taken, because when they book, they will leave weird gaps.
And then you have to call them and move them around anyways. So maybe this is a way you get control of your books a little bit more and just line them up the way that you need them exactly. And then once they're in the books, then you open up to online booking, and then they can go at it after that. Tussanee's clients, because they book 3-4 months out, we really get maybe 1 out of every 15 books online, and the rest don't bother. So it just depends. But I know a lot of people love that, and a lot of your clients probably do too. And so again, the big thing on all this, by the way, is to communicate. Email everyone or text everyone. Let them know what your plans are. Do not just on the last second surprise everyone and don't let everyone or just not trick them, but just go, hey guys, here's what it is. And it's like no one even knew it was coming. I think right now is a good time to say, hey guys, we're hoping to get going in May, and here's how we're going to handle that. We'll be in touch and so forth. So that's how it works. It's not something you just want to do last second and wing it, because I can kind of catch people with their pants down. Do you lash your wife, and how does she still have lashes? Haha.
These, my friends, are the product of severe boredom today. I just went into my bag, lashes, and I put on some strips that I haven't worn in ever. Actually.
You don't ever wear strips.
I never wear strips, really. And they're a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit on the ridiculous side.
Yeah.
But I thought, heck.
For you ridiculous.
Guys,
some people love them. Tuss is a very much more natural.
I'm like almost about to claw my eyes out because they're like, That's how my eyes feel right
So
now.
no, I don't do lashes actually. I say we a lot.
I'm not on the lash.
She's the lash queen. I'm just her assistant. I just help make sure things happen and support her through everything. So no, I don't know.
But you know what I'd like to do? I mean, we just have the table and lamps and all my supplies at the salon. I really wish that we had one at home. That way I can take care of my daughter and the girlfriends and my new daughter.
Oh, this is a question for you. What are your lash pet peeves?
What kind of lash pet peeves?
Well, any lash pet peeves? Do you have any lash pet peeves? Like maybe way people treat their lashes, or maybe what stylists? I don't know.
Okay. Well, this isn't really, I don't like to complain about clients.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know how hard it is. I know hairdressers will call a client who is really sensitive on the scalp. They'll call them tender-headed. Like, it's really, you can't brush the hair. So there's a client that's been traumatized by any kind of touching of the eyelash, any kind of, like, if you just go and not even that you're pulling it, but they're so sensitive to any manipulation of the hair. It's like, and then you grab it and they do this and you pull away and then the hair comes out.
You hate that.
Okay, so that's like a huge pet peeve. And it's just like,
or if you give me a facial and I'm like sitting there and I do anything, I'm like, she's like slaps my head and I stop it.
You know how annoying it is. There's like, is that, I'm talking about your loved ones.
Yeah.
When they're doing it, because they don't trust you. They don't think that you have any like experience.
I trust you.
You know what you're doing. They're like, what are you doing? Like a prophet is never appreciated in his own town.
That's
like when you as a mother try to give your child like a treatment or something like that, that's like, Mom, what are you doing? It's just like, shut up. I mean, that's what you want to do, right?
But it's what you do with us.
Well,
our staff would hear Tuss not yelling, but be like, get over it. Stop being a baby. Like she'd say things like that while she was giving a facial or trying to pop a zit or something like that.
It's just terrible. They're just terrible, aren't they?
Yeah. So yeah, we're
okay. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Next, another question is, I have 3 of those clients and I'm also sensitive. Yeah. Actually, Tussanee has a couple of clients that just like, they just don't trust us. Like, what are you doing to my lashes? What are you doing? She's, I'm putting lashes on. No. Or if they hear the tweezers making noises, they'll think they're cutting the lashes. They go, are you cutting my lashes?
Okay, so you can take care of this. The first thing that I do is always when the very first time I manipulate the tweezers together. I say, do you hear that sound? That's the sound of my tweezers. They've got a diamond coating on the edge. And so when I use them, it sounds like I'm cutting, but I promise you I'm not. So that's what that sound sounds like.
Yeah.
So you find out what irritates you and you move to be preemptive about it.
That's fair. Yeah.
So,
that's smart.
Yeah.
What is your favorite lash style? What do you like? I guess for you to wear or to apply?
For me to apply and for me to wear is anything that creates just that absolute beauty. And it's more on the authentic, natural side.
Yeah.
So I like something like a 6, or I'll cut them to be a 4 or even a 3 on the very inner corner and like lash all those. Very, very tiny on the very outside corner. I like most of the pop in through the outer, middle to outer, but the outside corners are usually tight and in the up position. I don't usually like an outward corner dip where it dips and the tail is really long. I like that tail, that pop right through this zone here. And, I like something that's super layered. So the top layer, the top row that is closest to the lash stylist, I like that to be super short, like a 6, consistently all the way across that very top. And then the middle row, a minimum of 4 millimeters shorter or longer, because when you have that variation, that's what creates that dimension. That's my absolute favorite look. The reason why is because it wears so incredibly well. When you've got the shorter lashes on, as the lash grows out, the client cannot see the space that's grown out. And the shorter lashes stay they wear really well. So you got better longevity. They tend to bloom if they're long all the way. They can get real janky looking fast. That's my absolute favorite.
Cool. And their question is, how would you recommend handling those clients, the ones that are sensitive?
So usually what I'll do is if I see them going to brace or blink, what I'll do is right as soon as they start to do it, what I'll say is, now I want you to relax. Relax. And I put my hand on them, on the forehead just until they actually do it. Then, because sometimes they're not aware of that they're doing it. So when I'm going like this through your eyelashes, you don't have to work to keep your eye closed. Okay. I want you to just completely relax. And then I'll just show them as soon as they start to do it. Take a deep breath now and relax. That's what I want. That's what I want. And so you have to coach them, and they might start to slip into that. If they're distracted, like sometimes I might just say, why don't you listen to something on your on your phone? Podcast, sometimes that helps. But I'll just go through that coaching. Like, okay, I want you to take a deep breath and I want you to relax. And you actually help them to just take a deep breath. And once their muscles start to relax in their eyes, then you say, yeah, that's it. That's what I want. So as I'm doing this, I still want you to relax like this. So you might have, it's like training wheels, right? So that's what I would say.
Also, meth works. No? Okay. Drugs can sedate. It depends on the drug, I guess. Do you think young people like 14 to 16 should be getting lash extensions?
It depends on the 14, 15-year-old. It just depends on the individual.
At first, I thought they were saying 14 to 16 lashes, like lengthwise.
Sometimes little little girls, it's hard to do a facial on a little girl, right?
Yeah.
But some of them are able to handle it because they're kind of used to that. Some of them, are more. It's in an individual basis. I think getting lashes. It might be difficult. I mean, it was hard for our daughter really until she got to be like 18
or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was like, what are you doing? How are you doing? What are you doing?
So Christy Lee says, I want you to do mine one day. Sounds gorgeous.
I would love to do
Yeah, definitely.
Right now, are you kidding? It's like, I have to like knit to do something with these hands.
I know you do. And that's what Tuss does. Sits around, watches, we watch a show and she knits the whole time. And I just watch the show. I do nothing with my hands ever. Carrie, hey, Carrie, Tuss says, Tuss, you need to do ASMR. I know your voice is so soothing. I'm guessing that is.
Ooh, what's ASMR?
I'm guessing. Yeah. Ooh, what's ASMR?
Well, thank you, Carrie.
Well,
I love it.
She does. She does have that total like voice at night that would put you to sleep.
The NPR voice.
I'm the voice that keeps you up all night. So I'm the opposite. Not as comforting for me, but yes, Tuss does have that very, very, very soothing voice. All right, next. I usually wait till I fall asleep to remove.
No, till they fall asleep.
I'll fall asleep to remove.
It's the expectation of the pull, right? So one of the things that can definitely help that pulling or that slipping, this is just a tool tip for you, is tweezers that have a diamond coating on the tip, because it almost like a nail file. Think about it. It allows you to get more purchase on that item, not the power to spend, but the ability to grip, so that it doesn't slip as much. Dumont makes a tweezer that has that diamond coating on the edge, which is lovely.
Yep, very, very cool. By the way, the Dumont tweezer is not easy to find. I'll be honest; it's really hard to get it. But if you can find basically, it's companies that do sell tweezers. Like what am I thinking? Electrolysis companies sometimes sell them, and so if you can find electrolysis company that does that,
so the Dumont is a Swiss-made tool, and so it's really very finely calibrated. And then the company will buy a set number of Dumont tweezers, and then they will treat them to be coated. So it's an additional, but it just allows you to grip super tight.
Yep.
A very, very fine.
Novalash does carry it. It's not a Dumont tweezer, if I remember right. But the only problem I have, and we love Zach and we love Bella. It's like
you said 50, Novalash.
Nova. There Bella does one too. I think Nova and I think Bella. But anyhow, that all said, the tweezers are super expensive. I think they were like $50, $60, $70. And basically you can, maybe it is Nova. It's the one that's going to use Dumont.
You drop it. You're done.
Yeah. They're like $27 though if you buy them from a electrolysis company. So $27, a lot cheaper than paying $50, $60, $70 for the same kind of tweezer. And so if you can find one that does that, that's the way to go. And that's something that we talked about doing. We've mentioned this before. We love to sell these tweezers, but getting into a relationship with Dumont has not always been easy. With a little time I've spent on it, so I've decided no. Oh yeah, no, it's Nova Lash is Demont. Okay, about $100. Whoa. Okay, so guys, they're paying probably about 20. If it's 27 to the consumer, they're probably paying because they get bulk, probably pay 20, and they're marking it up 5 times. I don't know. To me, I'm not so excited to hear stuff like that because that's crazy. I don't think you need to mark something up 5 times. And by the way, with the Demont tweezers, it's not like buying from Pakistan. A lot of people get their tweezers from Pakistan. They have to test them. That to get like 100 tweezers to get
will get what you
10
pay
the
for
work.
with the Demont tweezer.
Yeah, you'll get them all the work. If you buy them from Demont, they're all solid. It's not because they're made in they're Swiss made. They're not made Pakistani made, which we love Pakistan, great place. But it's all about volume there. They make 100 tweezers, you get 10 or 15 that work, and the rest you throw away or something. So you have to charge a little bit to make up all that loss. But they get the tweezers guide, just so you know, for like $2, $3, $4, like super, super cheap. These tweezers are not, $15 a tweezer, but they have to buy so many to get some that work. So that's why they charge what they do. But when I hear someone's charging $100 for a diamond or diamond dusted head from Demont tweezer, that's price gouging in my honest opinion. But anyhow, let's go back and finish answering some of the questions here. Yeah, made Swiss quality, made for lash artists. Yeah, they're great. They are the best. They're by far the best. Nova Lash Demont. Okay, I think that's what is the standard for high quality eyelashes? Wow, that's where do you start with that one?
Are you talking about the application or just the actual eyelashes?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just say, if it is for the service, for me, one of my biggest values is longevity. And because that's the benefit of a long wearing cosmetic service. Extensions can last for a long time. It's not just you look beautiful for 2 weeks minimum, right? So the biggest value I have is how long it can look nice for. And I figured out a way to do it so that they're shorter on the shorter side, and they're glued full body of the hair all the way to the shaft at a completely 90-degree angle. That's super, super tight and super clean. That's my high standard. That's my best value because it lasts so long. If it is put off a millimeter from the lash line, or if it's just a partial bond where just the tiniest little bit of adhesive is on there, I'm talking about a classic lash application, it doesn't wear as well. So that doesn't have as much value to me. So
yeah, and
I
think people get too caught up sometimes in the actual products and realizing really the high quality comes from the technique. If you're a great lash artist, even though, yes, there's better products than others, absolutely. But in the end, we've always liked to talk about Leonardo da Vinci, where he was not a great artist because he had great paint. He was a great artist because he's a great artist. He's a technician. He knew his stuff.
So it doesn't matter what product Da Vinci or even Michelangelo
he could still paint.
They could all create amazing work. So it doesn't necessarily, having good basics is important, right? Good tools and things like that. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be a work of art.
Yeah, I mean, Tussanee, you've joked, said, hey, give me any glue, any lashes, and I'll make it look beautiful. Like you just said, I'll make it work. Somehow I'll make it work. And I know that goes against what a lot of other people will say sometimes. And yes, again, I don't want to downplay the importance of buying quality products and so forth. But in the end, your biggest tool, your biggest investment is you and becoming a great artist. If you can become a great artist, then you'll be more flexible. You'll be able to work with what you're given and make the most of it. While someone who is maybe not as skilled and been just doing it for a year or two and is just still kind of learning the kind of the ropes, they're not gonna be as versatile. They're not gonna be able to bounce around and pivot as quickly when they run into a situation that's difficult. So
if you want to grow as an artist, one of the best ways to do it, I mean, you can get ideas from the internet and Instagram and try to implement those things, but the best fine-tuning, the best workout that you can give yourself in terms of design is the challenge for how can I get these lashes to look good and last longer. If you do that for each of your clients, you will have a specific niche and a specific skill that is indelible. You'll always be able to charge more because of that skill. So it can be as simple as making sure that you take a picture when they leave and when they come back in so that you can see what those lashes look like at the end. And then you try to make it an improvement on it. If you do that for every single person, like really try to make a difference in the wear. Count the lashes if you have to. Take a picture of it and see what they look like, making sure that everything looks normal. If one or two is askew, then say, let's try to get it so that I can only have one that's askew next time, So try that.
Very cool. All right. Awesome. I think that's all the questions I've seen. This has been great. Actually, we haven't done an episode where we did actually talk about lashes in so long. It feels like, a little bit of normal again. Like, oh my gosh, this is what we love doing. This is the stuff that we're most excited about. We've been talking about, fun stuff, goofy stuff, helping you with your business, trying to get through this difficult time, which we all need to do, right? We all need some extra help, but talking about lashes, it's kind of fun to get back to that. I was really excited to see this.
These are terrible, man. I can't believe that people wear these. These are just like, I cannot stand it.
All right, you're gonna rip your lashes off.
Take it off.
All right, Tess is stripping right now as we go.
What we do is so amazing. I'm just thinking, like, this.
That's so disgusting.
Oh my gosh. Can't do it anymore.
McLash asked, how do you organize your lash pics in your phone? Oh no, I don't know this. Tess, do you have a system?
Oh dear. No. Okay. Well, when I was taking care of staff, when I had staff, there was a lot to. Okay, so if I ever went to check on somebody's work, I'd go into the room and I'd take a picture of their name tag, and all the pictures after that I would know belonged to that person. And then I put everything in their own file. We used Evernote.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of in seasons. It's not the best. I mean, my mind doesn't.
Tuss is an artist. Well, so. An artist. If you're an artist, you know that organizing your thoughts isn't always your strength. So Tuss, when it comes to systems, not her favorite thing.
But I have my own system. So like if I'm as I'm working and I see an issue that I want to, it's like a perfect illustration of something that's grown out, I'll take a picture of it. And at the end, I'll take a picture of the client's eyes and make a mark on my schedule so that I know that it corresponds to that date.
That's not bad. And by the way, another thing, like she said, really the Evernote, if you ever used Evernote, Evernote's an amazing software where you basically keep notes. So you can create a folder for every client that you have, and then you can put photos of every client in there. And that way you can have a history of their photos. So what we would do in Evernote, can't show you here now, but you can probably type into Google how to use Evernote. And they would go in there, you type the folder or create a folder with their name on, and then you type the notes. Like we came with a coding system on how to track the lashes so that one staff member could read it and understand what we've done in the past. And then they would put the date on there. And then they would sometimes, not always, but especially the first time, put a photo of the client with their lashes before they got their lashes. Paused. And put a note in there what the lashes looked like in the beginning, what they wanted, and then show the finished work. And then what was nice about this is when a client would say, you know what, that thing you did back last Christmas, can you do that again? And it's like June. And you're like, crap, what did we do differently back in Christmas? I don't remember.
But you go back to that appointment.
Yeah, you go back to that appointment in your books and you do it. Now we have staff. That was one of our biggest struggles, to get everyone to do it. We had some staff that were, man, they just boom, 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 did all of them. And then we had our staff that was like pulling teeth to get them. They're like, I know I'm supposed to do it, but I just didn't do it. Whatever. It's not always easy. But if you're by yourself, you only have yourself to blame, and you just have to do it. It's a great way to basically organize your notes on every client, as well as have those photos there for you to be able to see for forever. That's maybe not the best way to go about doing your photos if you want to do editing and get things on your Instagram and so forth, but it is a great way to track your clients and make sure you're being consistent, doing the same thing over and over.
So Link This Way talks about seeing the ads for the magnetic lashes and how they put down lash extensions. To be honest, she thinks putting a magnet in your eyes is scary. Yeah, you could you think about that. Like, I think it's a wonderful idea. I wish it worked. I've tried the every kind, like the pot mascara with the magnetized product in it, the one that comes in the wand. I've even tried to make my own. I don't think you have to worry about, the magnet near the eye is not a big issue. If you're using a really, really big rare earth one that could pinch the skin and hurt it, yeah, I would. But the ones,
but magnetism isn't dangerous for our body, right?
No, it's not. The danger would be, can it pinch the skin, or can it pull the lashes, and then when you pull it out, can it pull off? But it's the same kind of risk that these are.
Yeah, it's not. But it's not radiation.
No,
we're not dealing with radiation.
You don't have to be scared about that.
I mean, the Earth is a giant magnet itself.
The thing is that with the eyeliner one, you have to put a lot of product on to get that to stick really well. And it's, in some cases, it's hard to get it on because they want to, you know, these have curves to them, right? These little strip lash have curves to them because our eye is protruding as it comes out, right? The magnets just want to lay flat. They want to lay just like sandwiching two lashes like this. So your corners are usually coming forward and not sticking.
Let's keep going.
So anyway, I think that's kind of, I wish it worked. I have a hard time with it. I think it would be fun. So anyway, I'm just experimenting, playing around with those strip lashes because I never do them anyway. So. Oh, so you can see Paul's just kind of like a crazy person trying to get some power and some juice here. All right.
Yeah, just almost lost our computer while we're recording. That would have not been good. We had 1% left on my Mac. So, whew. All right, we made it. SoCo Lashes asked, do you think Lash conferences will happen? The Lash conference will happen this fall. Right now, we are just waiting, guys. We don't want to make any decisions until we kind of see how this all plays out. We have been looking at later dates in case it just makes sense to push it back. But we don't really want to do anything until this virus is over, right? I mean, once it's over and we kind of see what the new normal will look like. And I think we'll talk about that as we go in future episodes. I'm all out of breath from running to the other room, get the cable. So things are going to be a little bit different soon. And once we get that, will help us make a better decision. All right. Any other questions?
Oh, the advertisement for the magnetizing is like, it's too good to be true, isn't it? And I'm a sucker for all that. Like I bought all that crap.
Yeah, Tess will buy anything. That has to do with beauty. She loves buying stuff.
Do I? I know that I have sisters that feel this right now.
Jill, from FX, has some great magnetic lashes, but nothing beats extensions in my opinion.
For sure, right? Nothing beats extensions. You guys, what we do is like really cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's something for everyone, right? So sometimes you maybe go through a stage where you need our daughters walking by. It's so weird working at home right now. It's just everything's so very, very, very different. Anyhow, the idea is, everyone's different. Some people, I know Tessa said at times she thought the magnetic lashes would be great for certain people, especially if you have clients who are like, no, I think I'm going to take a break from lashes. You know how it happens. You have clients who want to take their lash breaks. At least you could still have a product you could sell them or something like that. May not be a bad idea.
I will say that I have experimented with the magnetic lashes, and the only ones that I've been able to get to work together are actually doing like little clusters with a tiny little magnet on them, because you don't need to get a whole strip. You can just get them on here, and they worked really well when I did them myself, but it's really hard to make them because those magnets are so tiny. So you're picking them off other places and you're using your your loops and your tweezers and you're cursing because things are flying off. It's not like a face, anyway, but if you can experiment with your own and make, I still think that there's something cool about it. It's just, we haven't cracked the code yet. Right.
Not yet. It's like getting on the moon. One day we'll figure it all out, and we've been on the moon, but before we didn't get the moon, we had to figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
So it's all
teamwork. Right?
Teamwork, matter of time.
Math. You need math.
Need math. Okay. I think that's all the questions. Thanks, guys. This has actually been really cool, and we'd love to continue to do this every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I'll have a better craft next time. I'm really sorry about how lame it was.
The lame craft today, the lame tail craft, whatever that was. So.
Those little felt chenille like worms on a string, I loved them as a kid.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. We have a movie to recommend. I've always been recommending you guys movies, so let me give you our movie recommendation for today. Basically, if you haven't seen this yet, it's a great little movie from 2001 called Erin Brockovich. Julia Roberts, maybe I know a lot of people now. Who's Julia Roberts? She was huge back in the late 80s and early 90s. It's a really cool movie. And it's a great movie about a person who makes a big difference. One person who has a huge impact. It's based on a true story about someone who discovered about this contaminated water is going in this city or this area, and she discovered it and helped to bring it to light and face all sorts of opposition. And it's a great little movie.
It's like power to the people.
Yeah, it's when one person decides to make a difference, what you can do, the things that you're able to do if you just believe hard enough and work hard enough and don't give up. And you'll face obstacles no matter what it is. And we're kind of like that. We're right now going through obstacles. We're going through hard times, things we've never been faced before. But we need to keep believing, keep being positive, and keep working hard. Doesn't mean working harder or doing, starting 20 new businesses. No, I'm just saying right now there's a time to just focus and maybe slow down a little bit. So that all said, hopefully you'll find it's an encouraging movie. I love the film. It's a great little film, and it's something that I think it's overlooked now because it's been like 20 years since it's been out. But I promise you guys, you'll love it. Say, I always feel like you guys are my last parents. Oh,
so sweet.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you very much. Well, I think that's all that. I'll just pray real quick and thank God for this time. And as you guys haven't been following us, we pray now at the end of the episodes during the season because we just feel like
could use the encouragement, right?
Yeah, we all can use, and so
God cares about our hearts and what's going on in our lives. So let's just
you go?
No, you go.
Okay, let's pause. All right, so let me pray. All right, Lord, thank you so much for just all the people who came on today, getting to talk about all these exciting things, talking about some normal stuff again. So maybe we're getting past a lot of the fear. Maybe we're beginning to adapt and get used to this kind of weird new normal. And we just look forward, hopefully, Lord, to the time where we'll be working, doing our things again, connecting at conferences, and just having fun, doing the things we have. I know we will all appreciate much more the jobs and the things we do when we get back to it. I pray that you just provide for everyone, help people who are dealing with fear and loss. I pray you'd comfort them and help them to work through this difficult and hard time. I just pray that you'd help all of us to unite, support each other, and find the good in the midst of the storm. And that way we just be here for anyone who needs help and encouragement, because that's what we're here for. We feel like our mission or our job is to support and encourage Lash artists. And so I pray you would help us to be empowered to do that. Just thanks for this time.
And please bless the people at home that have unique challenges that Lord. I pray that you would intervene and meet their needs for peace and contentment and reconciliation. And I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys. Thanks again. As always, we'll see you again Friday at 6 o'clock. Take care. Yay! That was really cool. All right, guys. Bye-bye.